Have you ever wondered how far you'd go for love? What would you be willing to give up to be with the one your heart desires? Today, we diving deep into the ocean to tell a timeless story about a mermaid who risked everything for a love she believed in. This is the story of the Little Mermaid. Deep beneath the shimmering waves, in a magnificent underwater kingdom, lived a young mermaid princess. She was the youngest and most beautiful of the Sea King's daughters, with a voice so enchanting it could calm the wildest storms. But unlike her sisters, who were fascinated by the treasures of the deep, her heart yearned for something more, the world above the surface. She would spend her days listening to stories about humans and their strange, wonderful lives on land. On her 15th birthday, she was finally allowed to swim to the surface. As her head broke through the water, she saw a grand ship celebrating the birthday of a handsome human prince. She was instantly captivated by his kind eyes and charming smile. But a sudden violent storm erupted, capsizing the ship and throwing the prince into the raging sea. Without a second thought, she swam to his rescue, pulling him from the depths and carrying him to the safety of the shore. She sang to him until he stirred, then quickly swam away as a young woman from a nearby temple found him. Back in her ocean home, the mermaid couldn't forget the prince. The memory of his face and the world he belonged to filled her every thought. She knew she had to see him again, but how? A mermaid could not live on land. Her longing led her to the darkest corner of the ocean, the lair of the wicked sea witch. The witch offered her a deal, a potion that would transform her fishtail into a pair of human legs. But the price was steep. In exchange for the legs, the mermaid had to give up her most precious possession, her beautiful voice. The witch took her voice, leaving her mute. And there was another catch. She would have 3 days to win the prince's true love's kiss. If she succeeded, she would remain human forever. But if she failed, she would dissolve into sea foam at the first sunrise after the 3rd day. Despite the terrifying risk, her love for the prince was so strong that she agreed. She drank the potion, and after a sharp, piercing pain, she found herself on the shore with human legs. The prince found her wandering by the sea. He was drawn to her mysterious beauty and gentle nature, even though she couldn't speak. He took her to his palace, where she was dressed in fine silks, and followed him everywhere. She danced for him with a grace that enchanted everyone, even though each step felt like walking on sharp knives. The prince grew very fond of her, calling her his little foundling. But his heart still belonged to the memory of the girl who had saved him from the storm, the girl whose voice he could not forget. He believed the young woman from the temple was his savior. As fate would have it, his parents arranged for him to marry a neighboring princess who turned out to be the very same temple girl. The prince, convinced she was the one who rescued him, agreed to the marriage. The Little Mermaid's heart shattered. Her time was running out. On the night of the royal wedding, as the ship sailed under the stars, her sisters rose from the waves. They brought her a magic dagger from the sea witch to save herself. She had to use it on the prince and let his blood touch her feet. Then she would become a mermaid again and live. She crept into the cabin where the prince and his new bride were sleeping. She looked at his peaceful face, the face she loved more than anything. She couldn't do it. Her love was too pure to cause him any harm. With tears in her eyes, she threw the dagger into the sea, and, as the first ray of dawn touched the sky, she cast herself into the waves, ready to become sea foam. But instead of dissolving, she felt herself rising. She had become a spirit of the air. Her selfless act of love and her pure heart had earned her an immortal soul. She had not won the prince, but her sacrifice brought her a different, more profound rewarder, chance to find eternal happiness. The story of the Little Mermaid teaches us that true love is about sacrifice and selflessness. They transform us and lead us to a destiny we might never have imagined. Thank you so much for watching. If this story touched your heart, please give this video a like and subscribe for more tales that make you think and feel. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. See you next time.